Hello and welcome to another Vista tips and tricks video. Today's video is answering a question that I saw on the Facebook group asking how to make a color fade between two presets. So if you don't know, you can fan any kind of attribute you want by holding down your yellow modifier key and then dragging across that attribute. So if I wanted to do a color fan, I would simply hold down my yellow modifier key or my control key and then drag across my color. But if I want to go from red to magenta, you will end up with all of the colors in between. So say you want to go from two set presets, so if I want to go from a blue to an orange, how do I do that? So currently, I have a little bit of a workaround or a trick that will get you this look. So if you're working in a main list, all you need to do is put that to one side for a second and then open up a new queue list. Put two queues in it, make the second queue 10 or so seconds long. And then in the first queue, you want to select the color you want to go from. So I'm going to select my pointies. I'm going to hit the deep blue. And then in the second queue, you want to select the color you're going to. So I'm going to hit orange. Now, to create the color fade, all we're going to do is select those color attributes and then throw in a quick skew and then grab the playhead and then drag across that skew. And as you can see, you'll get a kind of color fade or a color fan from one queue to the next. You can control kind of how deep you're going between one color and another using the playhead itself, and you can control the curve by skewing the events kind of how you want. So say I want to do something like that. All I have to do now is save this as a third queue. If I try and copy from this queue, all you will get is the orange because this queue only contains the orange preset. So that's why you need to store a third queue. And to do that, we're going to go to Store Part. We're going to go to Selected Fixtures because we only want the pointies in this. And then we're going to go to All Output. So this will basically capture all of the output from Vista currently for these fixtures. And that is how we're going to capture this gradient between our two queues. Last thing we're going to do is filter just to color because that's all we need. Then we're going to hit OK. Now we can give this queue a time of 0 because it doesn't need anything else. And if we jump to it, you can see that we have now captured this color fade. Now the last thing to do is to simply copy from this queue to your main queue list wherever you want this to actually be stored. So we're going to simply select our fixtures, then hit Control C, go over to our main list and then hit Control V. And then I can get rid of this list that we've just built this in. So I'm going to hit Save and Release. And as you can see, we now have that stored in our main list. We can now time this queue to be whatever we need it to be. So if I want it to be like a 5-second fade or a snap, whatever, it will now work. So if I go back a queue and then hit go, you'll see that I'll get my 5-second fade to my new color fan between my orange preset and my blue preset. So this is more of a kind of trick or a workaround to get the look that you need, but this is something I've done in the past. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this has been helpful.